Okay, Mom, tell me where is this? This is Hudson, but what's the cemetery's name?
This is called Eden Cemetery.
Eden?
E-D-E-N.
E-D-E-N. Oh, like Eden,
Yep,
like the...
yep,
and
yep.
who's up here?
And
who's buried here?
This cemetery overlooks Hudson. And there's Tiffany Toft, Lonnie and Paula's daughter, that was killed in a motorcycle accident. She is buried here. My brother Phil is buried here. And his wife Luella, many of her family are buried here.
I don't know if it's been a long time since I've been here.
Yeah.
Dad's the driver, Flip's the tour, or the, So
we're gonna, we think we can drive.
it's pretty small, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very small.
It's
Very
nice
nice
though.
little, it's very nice.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Yeah. So you can drive down, and Tiffany's right over, kind of to the corner over there. Yeah.
So if Tiffany's lot,
Phil's is over right in here someplace. Phil, my brother Phil,
let's go find him.
is buried.
Should we get out and find him quick or not?
When we drive out, we could, sure. And Paula's brother, Chick Scott, he used to maintain this cemetery for years and years and years and years and years, and he passed away now some years ago. But was perfect. He did a perfect job of taking care of it.
Feral cat.
Tiffany's right down there. Tiffany's cemetery
really?
is right down there. I think that one that's kind of alone in that one.
Should we stop and get out?
There's
There's that creature running around over there. Is
What
that a black cat? Is that a black cat or a brown cat? Looks like a big beast, like a cougar.
Are we sure we want to get out?
Sure.
Mom and Dad are not buried here. They are buried in Hawarden Cemetery.
Oh, we could have went to that one today.
Yeah, I know. We'll get
Should drive back to that. It would have been nice to have it all in this video, though. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's where the Toft family and
Right.
Triber family. Triber family is buried in Ironton.
You walk. I'm going to follow as a cameraman, but you need to go find it.
And I know a lot of these people's names because I grew up here, you know. And so there's the Larsons and just all kinds of people. And I'm thinking Tiffany's might be down there, but I'm not positive. Yeah, here's Tiffany. Yeah, that's Tiffany Toft. That's my niece.
What happened, you said?
She died on a motorcycle accident. She was riding, and they hit the garage door, and she went flying, and she was riding along with somebody, and was in the hospital for a while, and passed away April 2nd, 1990. Was sad time. She was a sweet gal. Came and stayed with us.
Only 16.
Yeah, only 16. And there's Scott, their relatives, and Thorpe's.
These are Paula's relatives.
Yeah, Paula's brothers. Aunts and so, yeah, it was tough. She was a sweetie.
Well, let's... Phil, where are you? Are you at Lambeau Stadium? 52 and 35. Huh. Did you find Phil? I'm recording here.
Other brother, Robert.
All right, now I'm on. Okay. So Rao, who's the Rao? That's Lou, right?
Yeah.
Lou.
This is Luella's parents, Ed and Irma Rao. Luella's parents, Irma and Ed. And then James Rao, her brother.
Yep, I remember Jimmy.
And Robert. He was older. He was older, and then Robert Rao. And
he just died recently. No, 85. That wasn't recent. It was Jimmy that died pretty recently.
Yeah, it was
213.
Jimmy. Yep, Jimmy that died. And then here's Phil. And Luella always brings flowers out. You know, she brings, you know, not real ones. I mean, artificial. She likes to do that. They were married June 6, 1959.
Well, I sure don't like those LED things. I can't see. I can't look and see where I'm even.
Philip Andrew.
You know what I mean? I can't even see. 59. No, it's the shade. I just can't see because the sun's in the viewfinder.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if I can hold something up when you're trying sometimes, you know. Like hold a, it wouldn't work there.
That helps. You want to just block the sun like that, I guess. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he had a lot of Tofts at the reunion today, and all the kids.
Yeah, he did.
All the kids showed up.
And his grandkids and.
Oh my gosh.
Here it has.
Yeah, he would enjoy those grandkids, wouldn't you?
Yep. Definitely.
Can you imagine?
He would have just sat back and smiled.
Well, he was around though when.
So Phil Allen, Paula Jean.
Oh yeah.
Lorna Jane and Mark Howard. Howard was my dad's name.
Yeah, we just saw all 4 of those kids at the reunion.
Yep. Yep.
Earlier. Huh.
It's a beautiful stone.
Hey Phil, we miss you.
Yeah, sure.
He's a character.
Miss him a lot.
Yeah,
He had some special years at the very end of his life too. I mean, well, we got pretty close too, but always were close. He was a stinker though.
Oh yeah, we know that. And a Packer fan.
Yeah, and a Packer fan.
Boo.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He had a lot of fun. I can hear him sitting back and laughing. He was a lot like my dad. He was a lot like Howard, my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember Aaron wrote that song about you can hear him in the wind?
Yeah.
Where he talks in the wind or something?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah. Oh, there's so many names. I know. Sloop and, oh my gosh, Cooksma and Smith and Horst and...
Yeah, there's Thorpe's like everywhere.
Yeah.
Thorpe way over there, Thorpe in the middle, Thorpe over here.
Yeah. Myers, Dr. Myers, the doctor, delivered Jerry and Jean's kids. By Pond. So, yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Did you invite Branch? You better invite Branch and his friend Krishna.
Birthday cake. Well, here's Shad. Now he's got something. Branch. Here's Branch.
Going down the hill to Hudson.
I gotta get my other glasses on.
Matthew 10:14.
There's Hudson right over there. Wow.
Hudson,
Hudson.
The big town of Hudson?
You bet. It's a great place to live.
Homecoming Queen right here.
Yeah.
What year was that? Homecoming
Queen?
Queen? There are 5 candidates? How many candidates were there? More than that, I bet.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't even know.
15, wasn't it?
Well, no.
20?
Well, there's 15 in our classes all. 15 to 20.
That's awesome.
15 to 20 people in our class.
77th birthday today, huh? Do you feel 77 yet?
Yeah.
You're a lot younger than that. You know, Jerry and Jim sure look good too. I thought Luella looked good. I think Jean looked good.
Yeah, but Luella.
Everybody looks really healthy, don't they? God, Jim and Jerry really look healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lawrence looks a little bit sickly though, doesn't he?
They've always had a lot of health problems.
See Helma with the cane. That's
and
too
Jerry,
bad.
I mean, they don't do a lot either.
Jerry looked really good
Jerry
though.
is, you know, he's active. He's doing music yet, and he does active things. And I think Jean's slowing a little bit, but she's still doing great.
Yeah.
And
Jim looks really
but Jim is
healthy.
Really healthy. Well, he's out there golfing.
He stopped smoking too, right? That's good. I hope so. All right, perfect. Hudson. Yep, you can just keep doing your thing. Go to, Mom, you want to go to that house then? Where's the house, Grandma's house? Grandma Lila?
Right down here.
Yeah.
Dad, you take a tour of the Hudson there, will you?
Okay, this is the Hudson nursing home.
Nursing home.
Grandma worked there.
That's where Lou works too, right?
We'll have to go slow. So.
Jeez, good God.
And
Good Lord. Okay, the slope.
now go to the right.
Okay, what now?
Go to
Wasn't that the
right,
school? Where'd the
and
school
that's
go?
where I went to school, but now it's community
the heck?
center. That was the building for the high school
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and the grade school. And you kids used to go and play.
Oh,
because
yeah.
There was a playground, and Grandma's house is right.
Yeah, how come they. Oh, wait, right there, right there. There it is.
Oh yeah, they're
Still have that?
around it. I know they won't take that down. I'm sure.
Oh,
it's
they
just
shouldn't.
an icon, I know.
We got to get a picture on that
This
sometime.
was-
hazard.
Yeah, this is where we went to school.
Okay, isn't that the house?
Mom's right there, isn't it?
Yeah, right there.
It's got a little porch on it now. I never used to have a little porch. It's got a different. It really looks different.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
New garage door. And that's where Mom lived. They moved into town here with Mom and Grandma, my mother's
Look at that
mother,
wagon
and
wheel.
Dad.
Dad, can you turn the music off?
The three.
I want to listen to Mom.
The three.
Thank you.
When we sold the farm, they moved into this town, this house, and Dad was still alive, living, and so was Grandma. They were both pretty bad health, but they lived there for a while.
So all the kids lived there too, in that house? No, none of your kids.
No, none of the kids.
This is after
Yeah,
you
we
moved
were all
out.
married. We were married already and stuff. And I can't remember the years.
But the grandkids were all there.
Yeah, the grand. You
'Cause I remember that
kids
house.
were playing in the backyard all the time. You loved it. And then you would cut across and go to Irma Rao's
Right.
and play in the swings.
Yeah, let's drive over there. I suppose we'll see Lou though, won't we?
Yeah, probably.
Well, it's all right. Say hi to Lou.
For coffee.
So, yeah, and then
Lauren's
Luella was a couple years younger, but she dated Phil, of course, so we were really close. And my best friend Dee lived right down here, a couple blocks. So I came
You
in from
take
the
us
farm,
wherever
and
you
we would lay in the sun, with all the girls, town girls. So I don't have
That's probably me too, but
And so now this is getting to the edge of the city.
you reckon anybody else used to live around
Thorpe
here?
lived here.
Thorpe's?
Yep, Thorpe, she lived here. That's Paula's sister, Luann. Here's
Luella.
Luella's house.
She's not even there, is she?
Doesn't look like it.
Well, the car might be in the garage.
It's Lou's house now, and my sister-in-law.
Looks like it's in nice shape,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Still?
Phil and Lou moved here from Rapid City.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they've really done a lot to it. They put new windows, new siding, and everything.
Yep.
We have to come and visit her sometime. You guys go in there too. They did the garage and everything. Teenagers, we would run around, drive around.
Well, I thought teenagers, you guys wouldn't be living here though, would you?
Well, yeah, but we were in town. I mean, we were always in Hudson, from the farm. Yeah. No, I didn't move into the farm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
before
that
you
was
lived
later,
there, you
That
mean?
was later, yeah. But we can, when we come to town, then we'll go by our church that we went. Hudson Lutheran Church where I was confirmed and was baptized in Ironton.
Love the bug. It's a love bug. Gonna go by the bar or the bowling alley?
There's our church right there.
What's this guy doing?
That's where I was
He's
confirmed.
looking right at you.
Yeah. Where I was confirmed and where we were married.
Hudson Lutheran?
Yep, Dad and I were
You guys got married here? Dad, is that true?
That is true.
That's a
That's
fact.
true.
Is it the same kind of? Is it remodeled or is it looks like it's?
Exactly the
Yeah,
same.
no, it's
That's
definitely
beautiful
the same.
church, isn't it?
Yeah, if it was open, we'd go in it.
Is this the one Jerry? No, not Jerry and Jean go to,
No,
but
we go to Hayward.
Hawarden.
But we're confirmed everything.
Huh? Look at you
We'd
guys.
sing in the choir here. and it was
You
just-
both did? Did Dad
well,
sing in
yeah,
there?
well, that was before his time.
Yeah.
That was before
You didn't sing in the choir, Dad?
No, I didn't.
No way.
his time.
You gonna show us Hudson?
And so now we're going to go straight down to Main Street. And then we'll go straight out to where we go to the farm.
Should we go downtown first, though? Should we hit downtown? Didn't you used to work at one of the stores down here or something?
No, I never.
Or the bowling alley or the bar or something?
No,
Nobody was a barmaid?
no, I didn't do that.
I thought you worked at a store.
Oh, yeah, I was only 17 when I moved to Sioux Falls.
Meat? Oh, that's true. Meats and sausage. Is this the downtown?
This is the downtown.
Where's Lauren at? I
And
wonder.
there's the bar. There's a bar. And there's a bar.
Are they open?
And we
They're
used
not
to
even
have
open,
a
are
lot
they?
of fun on Saturday nights.
Bikers want to get by.
Oh, yeah. Bikers. Oh, yeah. Boy, this is action packed.
There's a locker. The locker was back there where we used to take our cattle.
Waddy's Buckaroo.
And here's the bank.
Oh, is this the famous Buckaroo?
Yep. Post office.
Where, that little store?
No, that's not the post office. Where's the post office? No, it used to be. It used to be the post office. It is right here now.
Parlover.
This is where we used to hang out. That was a drugstore at one time where we always went and had malts on Saturday nights, and the parents would sit outside and talk on the benches.
Waddy's?
And
They got burgers.
Now it's Waddy's. Boy, look at this really different.
Waddy's.
Oh my
What's going on with the motorcycles?
I don't know.
Is there like a car show going
This
on?
used to be a beautiful park. We'd go
Legion
out there.
Riders?
Yeah.
Who's the Legion? Oh, the American Legion.
Riders, aren't they in Sioux Falls too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sioux Falls.
It's the
So here's the
American
park. We
Legion.
used to hang out on Saturday nights.
Hey, Legion Riders. I don't know if JR is in there.
Go ahead and just roll your window down and ask
Main
him.
Street is Sioux
You know Jimmy or
Falls.
Jeffy or what's his name?
I said, Legion.
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralphie. Ask him if they know
Oh,
Ralphie.
he's inside probably if he's here.
Public library, huh?
Yeah.
You don't want to ask him, huh?
Lorna's.
You're shy. Where's Lorna's
Too
car?
bad this Bud Light now is instead of the drugstore and those grocery store.
Oh, Buckaroo. Yeah, but Buckaroo's has been there for a while.
You know, it's not there.
Is that Lorna's car there? No? Somebody in a golf cart driving around.
So now we're gonna go out to the farm. Turn to the right here.
Not that many miles away, huh?
5 miles.
It's not bad.
I think that was 5 miles.
There's the locker. Jeez Louise.
Tell
Oh,
her
hang on.
Halloween this time would be all over with eggs all over the place. People would be throwing eggs.
Really? In this street? Or just everywhere? Downtown?
Especially right over in that area.
That's terrible.
Rotten.
What road are we on here?
Okay, this, I don't know what road it is. It's the road I took everybody didn't pay attention to what the road is. It's going over the bridge into the Iowa side. This
We're
is
in Hudson, South Dakota now. Now we're.
And then we're going to be in Iowa.
When do we go to
As
Iowa?
soon as we get over the bridge here.
Really?
Yeah.
Over that bridge.
So you
This
grew
is-
up in Iowa,
Yeah,
but right across from Hudson.
right. This used to be a lot of water. Flooded a lot when the river.
Oh, I'm sure the Sioux River, yeah.
And the road would be couldn't go on the road.
There's a
Flooded.
boom.
There's a
Yeah,
boom?
Boom coming up. Hang on.
So you don't
Hold
want
on
to
to the
go.
cake.
Yeah. Big Sioux
Really?
River. We
Big
used to
Sioux
fish in
River,
the Big
huh?
Sioux River. My brother and I.
Oh,
would
it's
go
tiny though.
Down and fish, and we walk to the river from our house, from our farm.
They're fishing right there.
Fishing.
Some fishermen.
Yeah.
So we ask them if they're catching anything.
Now we go this way.
Is this the street we're turning now on?
Yep.
You look. What is it? Cherry?
Oh, it never used
says
to be
Cherry.
It was just a road, gravel road.
You can buy a boat.
Just a gravel road.
Mom's on her phone now.
Well, I'm just looking at it. I'm afraid Lynn's trying.
She
to
doing
call.
FaceTime with you?
Well, Lynn's trying to. Yeah.
Call her back.
No, no.
We can stop here. What's this car doing in the ditch?
Stalled out.
What the heck? I know how long that car's been there.
Quite a while. But
So
Well, at least.
She'd be
Well, hi.
driving.
Were you calling us? Were you? Oh, okay. It must have been from an old message. My phone kept dinging, and I couldn't get to. I didn't know. if
Okay,
it was-
goodbye.
Are you doing okay?
coming back home yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't know what it is. It must be some old calls. Yeah, so anyway, well, we just went a little bit cemetery. Okay, I'll let you get back to driving. Thank you. See you later.
oh, that's a
Bye.
nice little drive.
Yeah. It is a nice
You had to come in. I bet the winter. I bet
Ride the bikes once in a while,
into school. Did you went to school
Not
in
to
Hudson?
school. No.
But you went into school in Hudson, didn't you?
Not until high school. That was
What?
grade
Where's your
school.
little country school?
I can show you.
Is there? Was it out here
We had
somewhere?
to walk a mile across the
You're kidding.
Yep, across the field.
You actually know where that country school is?
I don't think it's there anymore, but I know where it's at.
There you go.
So we could go home that way, actually.
Yeah. Let's do it. That'd be cool. You get another phone call from Lynn?
It shows spins, but I don't know what that is. Now it's a message. Share.
All right, what do we got here? Is this it?
Oh, share.
Somebody's butt
Thanks.
dialing.
Love you too.
Is this your farm?
No.
Okay, so,
What do you mean no?
Miller.
Is this where you drove the airplane or the jet
No.
engine,
Not
jet
yet.
plane over?
Not yet.
Nope.
So this
Overhead?
was this was
No.
a Miller farm. I think this is a Miller farm. We used to play Monopoly in this house with friends, with my neighbor friends. These are all the houses. So we just keep going. And
What do you think of this drive? Isn't this a nice drive?
I know I love it. Used to, you know, but I didn't like driving on a bike on here. It's
Gravel road's always kind of tough, yeah.
Now you see that hill way ahead.
Yep.
That hill. I can tell you a little story about that.
Go
hill
ahead.
when I get there. So.
Go for it.
Usually I wouldn't go this far with the bike actually. I think this is the Miller house where we used to play. Yeah. There were brothers that lived there, and then Mary.
Is this
was
the
one
Monopoly house?
Yep, Monopoly house.
The other one wasn't? Something else, huh?
Yeah.
There's
This is
340th.
a new one. That must be that one back there. This is So now, and then I'll show you where Hilma grew up. Actually, we could drive down. It'd be kind of fun. It's not very far. It's just down by the river. I don't know if you can get there anymore. But Hilma, right? Or Hilma Cruz was her name before she married Lawrence. And so when the first gravel road up here goes left, if it's still there, it might not be.
We got to turn it on. Okay, go.
That hill up there, that's all our farmland, right there on that side
Really?
of the hill, of that road. And then we would take that road, and Dad would drive us to school on the wintry days when we couldn't walk. And then
What kind of car did he use?
Buick?
Old truck? How did he get you all
No,
the...
Buick. No, a Buick. But anyway, I think
He brought all
probably-
you guys
I think
to school.
Hilma and Lawrence might have been, or Hilma, not Lawrence. Hilma lived right straight down, but I think that up here, maybe right down there. Yeah, Hilma and Lawrence, I think, or Hilma Cruz lived way down there by the river. We'd go down there and visit
Along the
them.
river, huh?
Yeah, and visit them.
Man,
And I remember I loved going there because she was a little bit older than I, and she'd always give me her jewelry that she didn't want. And I loved it.
Nice.
Hilma and I go way back. And so that was neat. And then way up there was an old house, and we used to play house kind of in that foundation. It was just the foundation up there. You know. It was kind of spooky going up there, but there were a lot of trees.
How'd you get up there? The gravel road somewhere?
We would just walk through the pasture. And then that hill, I rode my bike down the hill. I rode my bike down the hill, and there was Harold Groth, a neighbor of ours, was coming back with some machinery coming right behind me, and it scared me. So I went all the way down the hill and ended up in the ditch in the bottom of the hill. Got all scraped up.
Yeah, I've gone through that.
So, but I was
The wipeout.
yeah,
Been
and
there,
that's
done that.
yeah. I don't think I
Yeah.
like riding bikes, but we farmed all this, and this was this must have been Hilma's parents.
This was all your property right here?
On
All this
side,
cornfield?
On that side, yeah.
Jeez, right here. This corn. Man.
Sometimes
Wonder who
it was
owns it
corn,
now.
Sometimes there was wheat.
Same guy, maybe.
Sometimes
Huh?
oats.
Did you guys sell the farm to who'd you sell it to? Do you remember?
Species.
Species?
I think they're still
Species?
there. Yeah, I think they're still there. They're very, very elderly now. We can drive in there. And then this grove had all kinds of apple trees. And
Yeah, let's go up and tell them it's your birthday and we'll see if we can get in the house. Or I mean,
Well,
not get in the house, but get in the yard.
It's a different house.
Yeah, the yard, I
because-
mean.
Now, see, this wasn't there, but that's all. See, Dad had this spick and span. He had it so neat. It's not neat anymore.
Is this it right here?
Yep. This is a gravel
What's
road.
the address on this then? How come there's no county sign? You sure that's the
I'm gonna
address?
go.
That's
Oh,
not,
there's
no,
the-
it's
there's
no
the one,
farther
there's
up.
the one, yeah.
They got to have a county sign
they
somewhere.
They didn't have. This is the grove right here. Those trees. That was the machinery. You know.
Let's. Oh, the 3220. That was the address.
Darwin Groth lived up that way.
There's the address. 3220.
Oh, this was beautiful. I mean, you know. Yeah, it's beautiful.
If they start shooting shotguns, just tell them.
Oh, they got
Just
cattle.
tell them we're.
They got cattle.
It's your birthday and you wanted to go for a tour. Right? Maybe we can get out and get a picture too.
And right over to the left was a garage. There were mulberries in the back. Mulberries.
It's gone now or what? Or is it there still? Oh, there it is.
I think it might be. If it's
There's a
the
barn
same
back there, a red barn.
Cows.
No.
That's a new house. So.
That's a brand new house, you say?
Still the barn. I mean, that's still the garage.
It's a little tiny garage, yeah.
I think it.
Holy cow, look at the big barns here.
That barn, that's our barn. That's the same
Looks like
barn.
there's a golf.
There's another one.
There's
though,
golf
that was
carts.
built. That was built over there. But this is the barn.
Should we stop and ask permission first or not? You remember all these stuff?
Oh, there's a dog. I don't want to get out.
Well, no, we don't have to get out, but you can usually you can see somebody.
But look, this would never be. Yeah. And then we had a wash house.
Oh, Dad, I'd drive up. We drive up and get their permission.
This is really nice.
See if they come outside. They're probably home.
But this is the same step.
All you gotta do is tell them that we're driving around. It's your birthday.
Right there.
Oh yeah, the front step.
Yeah.
Oh, this one right here.
Yard, yeah. And
Huh.
so back over here is the hill. And that's where we had to walk to school right through. But this is nothing. Wasn't all this stuff. All this.
Look at these trees.
I know.
Jeez, oh, these are old.
See that
trees.
hill up there?
Looks like they got
we had a
company.
horse,
Yeah.
a pet horse that was struck by lightning up on top of that hill.
Huh.
Ginger.
Looks like they got rabbits.
We had an outhouse back here.
Was that where that
and we had
tent's
a
at?
wash house way back over in there, where we took showers until we got a bathroom built in our house. And yeah.
Was there a parking
and Mom
meter
had
there?
a beautiful garden up in there.
Wow, that looks kind of cool,
It's like
doesn't
they
it?
have a place to walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a wash house and a. Boy, this house is really nice. Really big. Our house was.
Pretty nice.
You ever been in this house, Dad? Or I mean, the old house?
The old house.
I suppose, huh?
But not the new.
When you're courting her.
Yeah, you were.
Well, no, she
because-
would. Was she living? Yeah, you
Yeah.
were living here when.
Yeah, because we were pregnant with Mike. I was pregnant with Mike when we sold the house.
Yeah.
And, was I
Sold
pregnant
what
with
house?
Patty. I was
What?
pregnant with Patty.
Sold this house? Not the
Well,
farm,
when,
though.
when Dad
Oh,
and
can we
Mom-
drive through there?
When Dad and Mom served.
When we-
Yeah, we could. When Dad and Mom served.
They never came out, did
Nobody
they?
ever came out, but they
Well,
got
they're older people.
Well, maybe they're not even home. Who knows?
2 cars there.
Usually, I would think they'd come out if they saw somebody driving around.
No, especially if you could drive down here.
Well, if we get shot at, I'll pay for the damages.
Yeah. I think you will.
Just don't sneak off to the side or
See,
anything.
this
I
was
suppose.
all farmland back in there, and Dad had pigs over there, and we had cows, and this is where I milk cows. Separated cream. And up there in the hill was, yeah.
All these buildings are still here?
That one,
There's
yeah,
a lot
that
of
one
buildings,
definitely.
man, a lot.
And, let's see, was this one there? That one wasn't back there. That one over there was. Yeah, the pigs.
Really scratchy.
All this stuff. This is where I hung out. Yeah, it's neat. That was neat, Russ. So this barn, I think this, I don't know, some
Here
of
comes
this.
the guy.
is
I
it-
told you. Now we can go talk to her. Just a young lady.
Yeah, it's probably a child or a daughter or something.
Should I stop? I'll stop the camera.
Take a picture of her.
No, I'll stop the camera. Well, I might shoot the film.
Sorry.
Just roll the window down, Dad. Talk to her.
Sorry, you guys. We don't
used
mean
to
to be
live here.
trespassing.
Her-
I'm Jerry Toft.
It's her 77th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
She lived
thank
here.
you. And we used to.
We were gonna come up and talk to
here.
you guys, but
Okay.
And we were going to come up. We were trying to look and see if anybody was home. And
Oh,
then-
yeah, no, we're home.
Oh yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah,
but
no, we
thank
were-
you.
yeah, no, we
I
were
bet
just
you were
wanting to
wondering who in the world is
Well, I
this?
was
We
thinking
get
weird. I was like, oh, they must have made a wrong turn. And then,
trying to help
so you
us.
started coming up. I'm like,
at
are they
least
coming to the
we
house?
get
And then I was like,
No,
maybe
I-
they missed the turn down here.
Are you a
I
granddaughter?
was like, I should probably figure out who they are.
Are you a granddaughter?
I am.
Okay.
Of what name or what? Who are you guys? Or what
We're
family?
the Speeds family.
It is still the same family you guys sold it to.
Yep, you sold it to us. So I was just trying to tell him what the beautiful home, our house, of course,
Yes.
you know what that was, but the barn was still old part of it was there. And we used to milk cows there and stuff. And we have a chicken coop over there.
Yep, the chicken coop is still over
Is it
there.
over there? And apple trees and all those
Yeah,
kind
we
of
still have
things.
the apple trees. We actually just had one of the trees blow down.
Oh,
like
did
right
ya?
here in the major
Sure.
storm.
We saw that big tree up there.
Yeah, so we just had
Yeah.
that big tree fall down, and then we had a couple branches from the one closest to the house fall
Okay.
down.
Okay.
But other than that, and then a few over at the what we call the shelter house area.
Oh, sure.
So
Okay.
just
okay.
a few from there, but mainly
Yeah.
this one was the main one that broke
Yeah.
off. So.
Do you still have the shelter house over?
Yep, we have a shelter
Is-
house, and
okay.
then we did an expansion of it as well.
Oh, okay.
So there's
Yeah.
the non-air conditioning unit, so the one that I
Right.
grew up with.
Right.
And
Right. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah, I
what?
used to lay out in the sun way back there in the back by the side of the house.
She had four
Yeah.
brothers, four brothers, right?
Yeah.
oh, perfect.
And had little kittens. You know how you are when they died. You would put them in a little box and
Oh, yeah,
bury
the
them back there in
Bury
the
'em.
orchard and have a little
Bury 'em.
playhouse back there. So that's cool. That's
Your
really
watchdog
nice.
isn't doing a
That's
very
good.
good job.
Not
And,
barking, you mean?
And the steps are the same.
Yep, they
Yeah.
kept the steps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Very nice. Yeah. Great place.
No, so
I'm
you'd be
so
the
sorry. We should have
Oh,
come up
no,
to the.
you're-
be your
We should've-
great grandparents, or who would have been? No, who would have bought the
These are
farm?
my grandparents live
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Your grandparents bought it from the Tofts, then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Your grandparents,
When
okay.
Dad, that's a long time ago. You've been
Yep.
here a long time. I don't even know if you're. Because Dad and Mom had to move. You know.
Well, yeah, it would have been,
Well,
what, 60?
over
No,
40
50.
years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
Closer
over
to
40, and then
50.
they
yeah,
the,
50 some
the
years.
house was completely finished in October of 1991.
Was it? Okay.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've driven in here once and then just back again. And this is our son, so he wanted to.
Yeah, we just had a family reunion in Hawarden, so I
Yeah.
thought
Oh,
it's her
perfect.
Jerry and
77th birthday. I thought it was a videotape where she lives.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting us do this.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you guys are fine.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and then we do have a. I mean, it's unfortunate you can't travel out more. We have cattle right now. It's not
Yeah,
our cattle.
we
it's
don't wanna
our
spook
other-
'em.
Yeah.
Our neighbors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but otherwise we could show you the tractors and whatnot. But
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's all right. We've
How many
we've
acres
seen-
do you
I
take care of here?
So neat.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Good
They don't tell me
question.
that much.
I don't tell you that much.
I'm like I mow the lawn. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the barn. I love the barn. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, this barn right here.
Couple
So
of golf carts, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier for them to
Get
get around than
around,
having to
yeah.
walk all
That's
the
good.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry and Jean said that they, you know, were
They live in
real well.
Hawarden.
I mean, they were.
Her oldest brother
Oh, yeah, my brother,
okay.
Jerry. Yeah.
in Hawarden.
Hawarden, so.
I mean, they're definitely getting older, but
Yeah, well, we all are. We have to. So anyway, yeah. But do you live in around?
I'm actually from Sioux Falls.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's where we
Yeah.
are. We're
That's where I'm at.
We're
Perfect.
in Sioux Falls.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I recognize the South Dakota plate.
Yeah,
so-
right. So you knew we were.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Lincoln.
There you go. I was at Lincoln. When did
Oh,
you
really?
graduate?
I graduated in 2011.
Okay, I was probably there. I was running around.
What-
Mr. FJ, well, I was working with this cluster site kids
Okay.
and the FAME program, and then I went in the library in 2012,
Okay.
hanging out there doing the textbook stuff. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my younger sister went to Lincoln. She graduated in 2013, I think.
13? Cool.
Okay.
So.
Isn't that
I love
something?
seeing
Connection.
your dog there.
Yeah.
We used to have
Oh,
a dog named
perfect.
Shep. Yeah.
No, this
she's
is
a
Tucker.
collie. Is that
So.
Tucker?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh wow, this is really
Too friendly, huh, Dad? You think it was too
Not
friendly
a
of a
good
dog?
watchdog, no, too friendly.
Oh.
I'm a mailman, so he didn't bark at me either. That's good.
used to lay out there in suntan, way over there by the that side, because all the
Mm-hmm.
girls, my friends were all in town, and they were always sunbathing, and I never got
Never
very
got to.
around out to be
With
a
four
farm
brothers,
girl.
yeah.
But anyway, so you think about that when you look at the lawn and the
Oh, yeah.
because that's all the same, it hasn't changed. But, so anyway, well, thank you.
Yeah,
tell
cool.
the parents-
Did you wanna say
tell your
Lincoln grad.
parents.
You can.
That's up to you.
Just pull on up to the top. I'll go get them. Yeah. Just
Well, if they're okay, thank you. I don't know.
You should ask her name. Why not? Go for it.
Look at that dog. I remember walking.
Lincoln grad. Isn't that cool? Lincoln grad?
Yeah.
This is so neat, honey. You should take a picture.
I can get out. If he's turning, I can.
And just take a picture of this
Take
going
it, get
down.
out
to
and
the
I'm, I'm taking. Well, yeah. They'll probably once the
car,
dogs
out of the way. maybe
out of the
a
way.
car up
Dad, I
there.
think you can drive all the way up.
Yeah, maybe a car
Dad.
car
Oh,
up
I know you wanted to
there.
get out.
No, she wants you to. No, we're not getting out with the dog there.
dog's friendly.
No, the people said they're going to come out. She was going to get the grandparents to come out and say hi. That's it.
And then
So
maybe you
can you
can
turn
take a
around and let
picture
Mom
of
talk
that.
to him? Actually, I like this angle,
Well, I'll
Dad.
get
Stay like
out.
this.
I can get out. I'm not worried.
No, I wouldn't get out because then I got to get out.
No, you don't have to. Oh.
Make those
Oh, do you?
Well, you can put the window
Well,
down.
did she bring the dog in?
Toft's sister.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Said I'm Jerry Toft's sister.
Oh,
you know,
hi.
Jerry and Jean.
Okay.
Hi, it's on MAVIS. We still live, of course, and you know.
Her 77th birthday today.
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
okay.
Yep. So
Just a kid.
yeah.
Just a kid.
So anyway, don't feel like a kid sometimes. So anyway, just I lived here, you know, most of my life, and so it's just wanted to show our son. This is our son Russ.
Hello, I'm a Lincoln
So,
person too.
yeah,
We're
he's a
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Connection. That's pretty
yeah.
So
cool.
how are you?
Getting old.
Getting old. Yeah.
No, I'm a polio survivor.
Do you mind if I videotape you guys for Mom and Dad? I won't. Oh, you look wonderful.
Where are we gonna sit?
Oh, you can sit right
This will just be for the family, my siblings.
You want me to sit back?
or if you want to go with Betty.
Either one.
I'll be in the way back.
Okay. What about you? Want to go flip?
I can wait here too.
Dad, you don't want to hop in?
Hop on.
Come on, Dad. Let's go.
Well, I'll go here and then.
I'll ride back here with Sarah. I'll go behind. And Dad, you go. Maybe you go with her, and I'll go like this.
Here, right
'Cause then I can hang on a
You should sit
videotape.
here.
No, this is perfect. Because then I go like this.
Then we can
Then I can see. Then I can flip around and get you guys too.
Put us on. You got a computer? We'll send you.
We didn't get much sleep last
Hi,
night.
puppy.
Last night.
I see that. Look at that. They had tornado warnings in Canton and stuff. I heard too, or maybe tornado touchdown in
Yeah,
Canton.
we didn't have bad. We had
When did
storm.
that come down?
Father's Day weekend.
Oh, that didn't go down to yesterday. Okay.
Oh, this is me.
Yeah, she said
Oh, that's where the wash house was, the old wash house.
Okay.
Sarah, right? You said Sarah. Sarah said she brought Grace home one time after on Turpy when she was a freshman, probably.
This is what we call our Serenity Garden. And
Oh my
it used to have a
gosh.
fountain with it. We're in the process of still lying down more mulch, and then the wild columbine has kind of taken over. And these lights actually work along the path. We call this our yellow brick road. And then
This
this
is
right
so
here
cool.
is our flower garden. I do apologize for the mess. Usually by this time of the year, it is completely, there isn't a weed in sight.
It looks
Oh,
beautiful.
it looks beautiful to me.
And then we have some dead trees that we're gonna get cut out here in the next couple of weeks. But
Yeah. We used to have the mulberry tree.
oh yeah, we have plenty of them. They
Oh,
just
do you really?
And that's the pear tree. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did.
It's-
Mom
it's-
planted that
Yep,
pear tree.
it still bears fruit.
Oh my gosh.
And my favorite pears in the entire
pear
world.
tree restaurant. Oh, and look at your son.
Yep, my grandfather was a welder
Oh.
at times, or like welder by choice, I guess.
That's new. He built that then.
Yep. So
Okay.
he built that for us to play on, and then that was our up and called it good.
Mom, do you remember this now?
No,
Coming
there
up here?
wasn't any
This
of
was
this.
none of this.
We had
Okay.
a wash house over there, but this is where we walked to school.
Did you say your school? Oh, we were on the way to the old school area up the hill, huh?
So this
But we
is an
didn't have a
old.
bridge there, I don't think.
Okay, because this is an old. It's a man-made dam.
Yeah, okay. That's what I
That
was
we
gonna say.
installed
That
just to help
wasn't
with
there either.
irrigation.
We would walk up the hill and go to school, kind of like over there, and then we'd slide down. I slid down once and ended up in an old tank.
In the Sioux? Oh, in a tank?
In a big tank, water tank in the bottom. It wasn't any water because it was snow. It was snow at the time. But
Was that the same bridge, Mom, you walked over? Is that the same bridge?
This is
Oh, okay.
This one, my grandfather built it, I believe, because there's an S on it for speed.
So you just walked up the hill
this
then,
was
without the
just- then
fences?
We had a fence, and then we had a fence, and then my brother said, "You better hurry up. There's a cow running after you." So I hurried, and then I ripped my leg open back here. And I had to
Jeez
go in.
Louise.
Then it was Philip.
Oh, Phil, we just visited his gravesite.
Oh my
It
goodness.
wasn't one.
And I don't know,
And
because
our
down
horse-
here there is a cement patio that's like underneath all the trees. And I remember going there when I was little, and I know there's still a mulberry.
Yeah,
around
yeah,
there,
yeah.
So
Wow.
and there's like the north of the dam is up here, and that's really
Yeah,
nice.
oh,
And then
the
we,
dam.
yep, the
And we
cattails.
used to ski.
If you're able to
was
continue
icy.
walking, we can continue walking.
It
over
was
here.
icy.
Sure.
There would be a big pond, and it would be full of ice, so we would ice skate.
What about this building, Mom? This was new then, right?
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yep, we.
Is that like looks like a community center of some kind? I mean, do you have people parties out here and
my grandparents
gatherings?
do a bunch of entertaining. That's kind of the
Do
story
they
of our
still
life.
do quite a bit then?
Not
are
as
you
much
kidding?
anymore. We used to do. Oh my goodness, just my grandparents are probably the most gracious people. I can just be
well,
like a
Jerry
fraction
and
of gracious
Jean.
as they are. Just
Jerry and Jean, well, I think you are.
So
Jerry
is that
and Jean
that's
are
not air
that
conditioned
way.
building?
Oh, it
too.
is.
Is that anything that we could rent for a family reunion some year for this family for the Tofts?
maybe you could ask them.
Mom,
And I mean,
Mom, seriously, Jim and Jerry, your brothers are in Canton and Hawarden, and we just had a family reunion of about 50 people
Yeah, Hawarden.
over at the Hawarden Park.
I mean, we would.
I mean, is that we pay? We'd obviously pay for everything, but wouldn't that be something? Mom, that would be so cool.
Because I mean, you could do parking over. I mean, where all those tree branches.
Whatever you guys normally do for
I mean,
gatherings.
or if everybody met in Hayward and then carpooled out here.
Right.
Oh my gosh, we just had 50, and we had babies, we had young people. I mean, we had all kinds of ages.
We have a little we have little tables for children.
Wow, we wouldn't even.
Toys in there for the children.
This would be amazing.
Oh, is that right? My goodness, you've got a lot.
You guys should swap phone numbers,
Mom
Mom.
had a garden out in
With Sarah.
the area.
Yep,
There was
we-
an outhouse, and then there was a wash house.
Oh, okay.
We took our showers in the wash house.
Well, do you?
Well, you
are
said the outhouse too was right down the
Are you
street.
familiar with Randy Porter, the funeral director? Yeah. That's our porter potty because he built it and then gave it as a joke.
Porter potty.
And I don't know if you're aware of this. You're not allowed to have outhouses in Iowa.
Oh, and I
Yeah, no, you're not.
So they were illegal having those outhouses, or just
Well,
now?
This is I think it started in the 90s. So, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but the land or the house is actually built directly on the border. So the reason why we get away with it is because the porter potty is technically on South Dakota side.
Wow.
And the bedroom that I
I
sleep
did not
in.
know that either.
Family
That I
history.
sleep in for a long time, like when cell phones were like just becoming
Yeah.
cool technology and everything. I could roll like my bed is directly on the border, so I'd be roaming on one side and then I'd end the call on the other.
That is so
Okay,
cool.
which side of the house was your bed? Now,
My bed,
Now this is when did they build?
The west side of the house is South
Yeah.
Dakota.
So
Is it a new
how long
house?
did they have the house where it was when they first bought it?
Oh, they didn't
They
start.
didn't.
They started everything during the summer of 1991, and it was finished in October of 1991. I believe.
Because I remember. Do you
'Cause I know
remember?
it was
I mean, the
before I was
steps,
born.
and you remember what it was like?
I've only seen
probably
pictures. I've only seen
You
pictures.
wouldn't.
You were
I know,
not
I know
around.
they
Because you were
tried.
too little.
I know that my grandparents tried to keep the setup of the house the same. So like the master bedroom is still in the far corner on the west
Okay,
side.
and then mine was the next one to the right.
Hmm.
Mine was on this corner, and I could look out.
But it wasn't all
Now
demolished.
That's now our
And then-
living room area. So
Oh,
they
is it?
still have the bay area.
Okay.
The kitchen, because you walk
The
into the house.
kitchen was on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the kitchen on the front of the house now.
Oh, okay.
Was it completely leveled and then rebuilt, or was it completely just remodeled?
I think.
I wonder.
I think that they burned it down.
Did they burn it down?
Yeah, they had to burn it down because there was something. There was something with the basement. I know.
Yeah. It was an old house. I mean,
Sure.
it was really old. You know,
So and then we still
because
do.
I had my bedroom window look out over here. It was just a small window, and then there was a big one that
Okay.
looked at the wash house. And then the corner.
So, Mom, you went up the hill for what school? Which way did you go? I
We
mean,
went right through here.
is there actually a school up there?
We didn't have to go that way. There's a school. We had to walk a mile.
Is there like a foundation still there, I wonder?
Well, that would be
Okay.
it was,
Of the school?
It was on the road. It was on the highway going.
But I mean,
to
do we?
curve towards Rock Valley. It was,
When's the last time you've been there? Is there?
It levels off. Like once you get.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to see because of the trees. But if you were to, there's a small path from where they've had the trucks go because there's another gate that opens up to the north end. If you continue going this way, it'll level off. Yeah, it
And
levels
that's what
off.
we did. We
Wow.
went out of the house and then we walked.
I want to hear that story. This is the area you flew the jet over?
Yeah, I remember these little hills. Stampeding gross cattle. They're still mad at me. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Which one? Harold, no. Oh, no, he's been gone a long time.
He's the one.
I saw a lot of. I used to teach Lincoln. There was a Jim Groth. I wonder if he's a relative of that Groth
It
family.
would be a distant relative. It's not one of the ones here. Here
Okay.
was Terry, and Terry's still alive.
Well, yeah, Jim's got a golfing buddy, a grouse. What's his
Oh, sure.
Not Terry, but
He's got a funny nickname, Punk. Is there a Punk?
yeah.
After I graduated from Morningside, I have a 2 different part-time jobs now.
What did you graduate with? What
I graduated with
degree?
biology and Spanish.
Bio,
so
okay.
I was biology pre-med.
So
and Spanish.
you're not going to teach. You're going to try to do more of science,
I
more.
was going to go the med school route,
Med
and then
school?
when I got rejected from a few and accepted.
Keep it up.
Well, we're thankful for the people who did before because it was still.
Yeah, because the barn and everything, he
Yeah.
kept things
Yeah.
really good shape.
But,
And what remodeling did you guys do then? Did you said Sarah was talking about maybe 1991 somewhere in there. You remodeled the
we built
house.
this house in
You burned it down?
5 years ago. They burned the old house. Wow.
Isn't that cool?
We knew that the kitchen, that under that kitchen, see the house was built
Yeah.
originally
Under the
without a
kitchen was
kitchen.
the,
Without
with
a
the
kitchen.
laundry. Yeah,
Without a
the
kitchen?
laundry.
Because the man didn't like the smell of food
was like
cooking
a
in the house.
cave.
Oh my
And
gosh!
so there was a house
cool is
building
that?
up behind.
A
And,
caveman.
That was our
so
wash
then
house.
I
That was
think
the wash house.
then
We
the
had
next-
a shower in there.
then
a
the
separate place. Huh.
people, well, anyway, when the next people that bought it, then they closed in that porch and made that kitchen, and we knew that under that was the cement from that porch.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that there was a cistern under there, and they didn't fill that in.
Oh gosh.
And so, and the stairs, there were steps on the east side, and now there was a wall there with a window over it. And Les said, should we take those steps out? And I said, no, they didn't go to any place. But I said, I like to sit out there with Shady, and when I stem beans and
Yeah.
shelled peas
Well, yeah,
and things.
yeah, well, that's
And
what
so
we
I
used
said,
to
just
do
leave
too.
it there. And one day I was mowing, and the steps were gone. So I asked us, we had hired men, and I said, when did you take the steps out? I was a little bit annoyed, but did it without doing a second.
Well,
So I
yeah.
didn't take the steps out and went out. And the side walls of that cistern caved in, and they came in. Now there was nothing holding that cement floor up. We knew the house was settling, and we said we've got to get somebody in to do something with the foundation. Well, you couldn't, because if somebody got under there, that could fall. And so there was nothing to do but build a new
And
house.
we went down those steps and down into there and washed clothes. We had a wash machine down there. And I remember the cement wall,
And
It's
so,
just very small. It wasn't big at
Yeah.
all,
so then we had no choice, and we burned the house. We lived in it. They poured gravel in, scooped in what they could from the outside so that it would collapse, but it was going down. The grandkids loved putting cars up here and let it racing to the other end of the
Oh,
kitchen.
absolutely. That sounds like a
And,
blast.
So then when we were getting ready to burn it, Les said, if I'd have realized how bad that was, we'd never lived in it. But we wanted to wait till spring so that we could live. We lived over in the house across the way, that block house, for the summer while we built this house. And
that's too bad because Mom and Dad kept that house up really well.
I love the house.
They built
I could
a
feel
porch, a new porch, and they built a new bedroom, their bedroom, up above the porch. And they kept it so nice and everything. Yeah. But after that, then they sold it, and then I suppose.
it just
Yeah.
we would never have done that except
Yeah.
we had no choice.
Yeah, right.
For the house was caving in.
Right.
So
Right, and it was getting worse. It was getting
usually
bad.
And I loved old houses.
Yeah.
I could
could've
feel,
kept
I
it.
could feel Jerry. Jerry told me one time when I first Jerry and Les got acquainted. They were federal crop insurance together,
Yeah.
and Jerry said there was wainscoting in the dining room. I don't remember. And we had a buffet against that wall. And he said there's a little hole in that wainscoting. And I said, yeah, I've seen that. What is that? He said he shot his BB gun at his mother. And he said, I missed Mom, but I hit that and it made that hole. He said that was a reminder.
It went right there.
That's my godfather,
Right
Uncle
there.
Jerry.
I remember that.
And
Godfather. Godmother living Hawarden. That's my godfather you're talking about. Jerry and
I
Jean.
remember that incident. I can see it.
That's
actually.
hilarious.
I can just see it now.
and
Well, we were so thrilled when they built on. We thought that was the best thing in the world to have a bathroom. Because otherwise we had the outhouse,
Catch the Zika virus.
there was a bathroom upstairs then.
Yeah, the bathroom
but,
upstairs.
and I
then
like that.
downstairs we had one because we built that bedroom on the back, and then Grandma came and lived with us, and then we built a bathroom and a bedroom.
But my kids grew up in that house, and I stood out when the firemen came and burned it, And I stood out in the yard. I got and cried.
I know I would have too. Yeah.
But,
but you did good.
but
Yeah,
it,
you did well to get a new one, build a
but
new one.
we love it here. We love the quietness. We love the.
Oh gosh.
We'd come up. Before there was anything here, we'd come up on the hill, and when things were bad or things were good, when Les's mother had cancer, and we'd come up here and sit. And
Take
we've had a lot of
walks.
joyous occasions up here too. And
Yeah, that's great.
the high school kids, we had the hay rides, and one time one of the mothers said, "The kids have so much fun out there. Can't we come sometime?" So we invited them and had a hay ride. And I remember the superintendent's wife came to that hay ride in a white pantsuit.
Not a good
That was
choice.
before we had a shelter
What
house.
did
That
she
was
look
when it was
like
out here.
afterwards? Yeah. Well, we
We
used
laughed
to have
about
a lot of parties up on top of the barn.
Up in
used
the
to.
hayloft.
Oh, in the hayloft.
I love that hayloft too.
Yeah.
That's the same barn.
Yeah.
Same barn that's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les is a collector. He collects Minneapolis mullein and
Cool.
and everything else. He collects jacks, and the building out there is full of stuff. And
We'd like
He
to.
never found any old comic books from her brothers, did he? That's what I am. I'm the comic book collector. I heard stories that they used to burn them in piles.
oh yeah,
They used to burn all those 10-cent comics that are just worth like zillions
Now,
now.
this was
Oh,
mostly
I was
trees,
4
though,
brothers.
wasn't it?
She had 4
no,
brothers.
this was just pasture. This was just pasture.
Just
We
pasture.
yeah, we planted
Yeah,
it.
because
Set the
we
tree.
didn't have this as a
Golden
No,
young.
this
Age,
is all pasture.
Golden Age comic
And there was
books.
just this little creek, but we fenced it
Kills
because
me.
we dairied, and we really didn't like the cows wading in the mud. And of course, then when we made a picnic area out of it, it's fenced all the way around, and we set the trees that Mother Nature didn't. Now all those down there,
Well, those trees up there too.
they were there. They were there when you were here. Yeah, they were
Well,
there.
we must have slid down the over there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Because I can remember Mom could see us coming down there, and she saw me slide right into the tank.
Wow.
The
See,
tank
the-
was on the bottom,
Now,
and I just kept going. Boom.
The house is
She
right
could
where the old
see.
house was,
She could
and we
see
left
that.
the steps out to the south. They're nicked and whatever, but we left those so that was marked where the old, and you went right up the sidewalk then and came in to the dining room, and which is now you
Yeah,
come in,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but we put the house right in the same spot,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and the step, and we left
Yeah.
the steps on purpose so that people that
I
come
know,
in.
I love the
She
steps,
she
yeah.
saw those right away when we pulled up.
Yeah, but she
Just
could
right
see
away.
those
She's
are
drawn to those steps.
The people
she
that
mentioned
lived
you
here
too, I think.
before you,
Same steps.
from Rock Valley, and they were in the service, and when their folks sold the farm, and they would come. They lived away, and every other year or so they would come and walk around and reminisce. And they came the year that we built the house, and they drove in, and I went out, and the women or the men, it was the sons, said the house is gone, and the women said,
Now, who
but
was
it's
that came?
Terpsters.
Oh, Turfsters, yeah, because they're the ones that bought it then, weren't they? Before you.
Before you.
Before. Yeah, before us.
Before
Turfsters.
you,
Okay,
wow.
Turfsters, yeah. Because I know Turfsters were, that's the name that I
And
know
and
well.
they
So it was
they
before.
didn't
So
they
we
didn't
bought
get
it from Turfsters.
The women
yeah.
said, but it's a beautiful house. They said, but the house is gone, and they never come back. They've never come back after that. The house was gone.
That's why I thought,
I know.
like, when you came back, I was like, oh my gosh.
The Terpsters?
It's their I was like, it's their sister. How do we explain this?
I know.
Right.
Well, I knew the house was gone. I did know that too, and I do have the picture of it, and everything. But
Yeah, it's
so,
and
but it was good.
It broke my heart too, but that's just the way it was. And,
Yeah. Well, the downstairs. I mean, it really, it did need some.
Camilla Austin.
They kept it up pretty
the
well.
Austins homesteaded
My
here.
folks did.
And Camilla, I knew she was living in Hudson, and I got to know her. And one time, I visited with her, and she called, and she was a widow, and she had no children, and so she called, and because we lived on her farm, and that's the way we were family.
Her farm,
And she
yeah.
called one day, and she said,
This is my
she'd say, "Tell Les that I need trees trimmed." And Les would go and trim trees.
Cool.
And she called one day and said, "We're going to go to Helen's." Her sister lived in Canton, and pick me up at this time. And so I did. And we went and we spent the day. And I taped it and got home and discovered the machine wasn't working.
Oh,
But
shoot.
she
Had
had
that happen.
scrapbooks with history, pictures, way back. I mean, from the time it was homesteaded. And and then she died after that. And I tried to find out. Nobody
That
seemed
would
to
be
know
good
what happened
history.
to her
That's too
scrapbooks.
bad.
But anyway, when we got back, Camilla said, "Now, do you think you can burn my house?" Because I'd said, we were going to have to.
Yeah.
But that was before we knew we were going to have to. Because
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was no.
well, we said, we had to do something because, of course, with my legs, I was able to do a lot of things, but my legs were bothering the stairs,
Yeah.
doing the laundry down the basement,
Yeah, it was a steep stairway.
And
it wasn't
so
wide.
I'd said, we're going to, we've got to figure out some way to build on, remodel. I said, we may have to tear it down. And she didn't like that idea. And so she said, now do you think you can tear down my house? And when we burned the house down, she was gone then. But I kept saying, I'm sorry.
No.
But,
Yeah.
time moves on.
Yeah,
And,
right.
So,
Yeah. Well, the barn is still there.
the barn is
And the
still
steps
there.
are still
The barn
there.
is still there. And the rock,
And,
that rock,
and really,
that came from over at Grops. And
Oh,
I always
really?
said,
Okay.
Les coveted that rock. He loved that rock.
Yeah.
And so he bought the farm so he could have the rock, I think. Ken
That's
Hansen owned
great.
the farm. We bought it from him. And then they moved the rock over. But that
Nice
was quite a
rock.
process because nothing could move it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
From
pretty
the-
good tractor to
From
get
the
that.
gravel, from the
I
the
think,
payloader from the gravel pit couldn't. They came over and they couldn't do it. So let's put chains on it and pulled it over,
Just pulled it.
dragged it over, and so I call it the whale. I've got to get
The whale. The whale rock.
If you look, the front of it looks like the face,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the whale.
That was
But I said
Rossland, I think.
we bought
Groff's
the barn
land.
here, and they threw the farm in, and Les bought the rock, and they threw the farm in.
That's great.
We have
Expensive
strange
rock.
economy.
Yeah, strange economy. Well, what I remember is the hill. I remember walking to school. I remember
And
the
see
horse
this-
up there getting struck
Now
by
this creek,
lightning.
you remember there was there was a windmill down up the creek.
Yeah.
Creek,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that is spring fed, and that feeds this. That spring feeds this creek.
Yeah, yeah.
So it runs. We know we're in drought when the creek
was
was
neat.
running,
Yeah, it was
but it doesn't wash out the driveway
we have
anymore.
cattle up there, I think.
Yeah, we rent pasture to the kids
Yeah.
across the
That's
hill.
neat looking.
We love the cows. We had cattle.
Oh, so did we.
You know, when you're young, you don't really understand what old age is going to be like. And
Look at
so-
the white face too, don't you? Have it up there?
Yeah,
Or
there's-
what?
Nope.
we said when we couldn't milk anymore that we'd have stock cows, and we could do that. But you know that has to be done 365 days a year.
Oh yeah, we did that too. I used to
And
milk.
it gets to the point where, well, it got to the point where, I always carried the calves in and took care of it. And
Yeah.
when I couldn't do it anymore, then Les did it. And then when Les couldn't do it anymore, then we both did it. But it was reaching a point where two of us couldn't do it any longer. And we said, the neighbor, it was on a bad winter day when the neighbor was over here, and he said, "You don't want to rent the pasture out, do you, Les?" And Les said, "I guess so." And he rented it. Otherwise, he would never have sold his cows.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But we own that across the road, corner-wise, where that big block house
you
is.
do?
And so that pasture's rented to another young man.
Oh, okay.
And but
Look at that white face. I love this.
we enjoy.
Was this pond always here, Mom, when you were
It was
younger?
a small one.
Yeah,
It was a small pond?
Kind of a
The
You
dam
didn't-
wasn't here.
yeah.
Dam was,
Yeah,
okay.
And so
dam.
the creek just ran down through.
Yeah, it was a creek that ran down here.
And
Yeah, right down
when-
here, and then it went all the way around, and
Yeah,
then
it
there
goes
was
clear up to the-
then
clear
there
up
was a
to the-
great big pond up there that froze over, and that's when we would skate when we walked home from school.
You used to go ice
That was
skating?
along the, going about a mile.
oh,
that was way
okay,
up there.
okay.
and I remember
Now, where did you go to school?
up at the Sioux number 9 school up there, and I remember we had
Yeah,
gotten
that was there
new
wasn't there.
new bathroom in the school because it didn't have
Oh, wow.
out, and then they got a new one, and it was open up on top, and we weren't very nice because we would take some corn stalks, and you know how they used to smoke cigarettes with
Good stuff.
Of course,
just you don't
Sure,
smoke,
sure.
but you just did
sure,
that.
sure.
Well,
What'd you do with those corn
we
cobs?
went into the bathrooms, and that's where we did. Well,
You'd smoke
it
corn
was
cobs.
open to the school room. Here the smoke was.
So they
the
catch
teacher
ya.
comes in there and says, "What's
Oh
going
yeah,
on
you're smoking
here?"
in the bathroom.
You know,
It's just the same.
now that was my brother's.
Smoking
and then
in,
I sorta did
oh
something
yeah, there
like
you
that.
go. Blaming the brothers.
We made fudge in the home ec room, and
Yeah.
of course, you know, you go and step in the assembly, and you could smell that fudge.
Yeah.
And the teachers
Who's-
never acknowledged that they could smell that we
could
were
never-
making fudge. In the
Well, yeah, because they wanted some of
Yeah,
that.
they wanted some of that.
The smoking, yeah,
So,
no
But
way.
the smoking, but that was, you know,
Yeah.
it was my brother's, and it was
Never
kind of
you, huh? You never
brother.
took a drag, huh?
I hear
Yeah,
the
never
stories
any.
about the Tofts and the Groffs and the.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's see, there
Here we
there
go.
was another.
Thorpe's? No, not Thorpe. Rouse?
Cruz. No, probably not Cruz so much. Hilma. You know, Hilma.
Yeah.
Hilma, they
Good
lived
stuff.
down there by the river. I used to go to her house, and I loved going there because she was a little bit older than I, and she would give me jewelry. And I'd always come home with some jewelry.
We just saw her.
She's in a family now, you know.
Yeah.
But,
We just saw her in
but
Hayward.
anyway, yeah, I was trying to
Family
think of,
reunion.
The Groffs, yeah.
That's where we just came from, Jerry and Jean, and in Hayward. And I don't know
Yeah,
if Mom
that's-
told you that.
that's what she said.
Yeah,
this is
Jim,
something.
Toft, and
Well, we enjoyed
yeah, that's
it
really
very
sweet
much.
of you guys.
And if
This all
God, this is
just
just
looks like
beautiful.
so much, but, you know,
well, see, when we
being
first
this
built
is all-
when we first built this
that
up here,
tent
see there was
teepee back
that was
there?
all woods.
yeah.
And
But it's all
Ever,
woods.
windbreak and
ever,
what
guys
have you.
ever stay overnight in there?
We came up
Or not?
to
Is
the
it-
pasture.
No.
just when
But
we
you
were
know,
little, we would just play inside
Everything
of
had
it.
carried up through the pasture around.
So cool.
And,
So cool.
so we decided that maybe it'd be a good idea if we made a path through the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, this
And
is so
the
cool.
reason the curve of it, our dog that we had then loved to watch them when they were building, and he would lay there on the dam and watch them, and that's the path that he made.
Oh,
So it's a natural path. The dog
That
made.
when he came up, and then he just wore a path, and so that's where that's the yellow brick road. And,
Mm-hmm.
that's the
and of
other
course
road that we walked
we
now.
cleared out the trees to make a
Yeah.
and when we built the house, of course. So
Yeah.
it all has a story.
It all has
It
a
all
story, and there's a lot of landmarks that are the same, you know, which is so neat too for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do have to get someone in and
I
cut
love
trees.
that.
Love that too.
You can take whatever pictures you want. You got your camera?
My camera.
We have company here, and we got a party gathering. So they'll come and line up.
How do you get it smaller?
Oh, you gotta put your fingers together and swipe it or something to make it smaller. Well, you can crop it later, so I would just shoot anything. There's the little calves up there
Well, we should let you
too.
go. We don't need to.
You snap what you want, Mom.
Well, that's probably pretty much the main one right there. Right here, I suppose that hill.
He's
that
got-
fell down and went into the tank. Slid down.
Now there's an apple tree up there that must have been there when you were here, but it
There are a lot of
evidently
apple trees over there.
it was a seedling because the apples aren't good.
Oh.
And but there's a pear tree down here that
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah pointed that out.
it hasn't had any pears on the last 2 years. It's really it was really old when we moved here. So
Mulberry.
but mulberries.
still have
of course.
mulberry?
There's lots of mulberries.
We loved the mulberries, but there were only a couple trees then.
Oh, we've got mulberry
suppose
trees
they-
all up. See, that's
I
a mulberry
suppose they
tree
grow.
there, and that's a mulberry tree out there, and there's
Yeah.
up a mulberry
Other-
tree.
yeah,
But we
there-
didn't get any mulberries this year because they were just getting ripe when we had that windstorm, and they all went
No.
down. The berries all went down.
Yeah.
But
Well, this was nice. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah.
I apologize for the
Well,
unkemptness
we
of it.
apologize.
Oh,
for just
oh, you kidding? There's no unkemptness.
I didn't want to bother you, and
Couldn't
then
figure out what was going on.
who's coming in our house?
Well, I told him to drive up and we'll knock on the door, but then Dad just kept driving around. He pulled up and then he turned around and
This right here, this was the original, and this is what I grew
look at
up
this.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
I know. It's just like.
Oh, this is what you do.
with. This is what I grew up with.
And
I
again,
would shoot up fire.
so do you have your friends down here? Do you ever do anything like that? No. I mean, they're just more family.
I bring an occasional friend from time to time, but
Sure.
I don't know. Like the farm was my place to get away from
Mm-hmm.
people.
I agree. Are your sisters like you too, or don't they care as much about getting away?
Oh no, they're exactly like me.
They are.
And we all look alike too, so.
Yeah, this is nice.
Now we haven't. It hasn't been cleaned up.
Oh, that doesn't
We
matter.
haven't used this room yet this year. The other room we used, but then we ended up. We've got 3 refrigerators, so they're not plugged in. But when we want them, it's really
Well, yeah, you don't need to plug
You
anything
don't
in.
have everything in refrigeration. Don't have to.
And that's nice because you can do grilling and still be in the shade.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Unbelievable. Look at this now.
Oh, after you.
Excuse me.
We don't have the air conditioner
Here,
on.
you got 'em. You go ahead.
Thank you.
We want to come in up with, so it's kind of unkept, but
Oh, look at the.
we've got,
God, those lamps. How in the
We've had a
world?
lot of good times in here.
oh, a
I'm sure.
lot of
I've
good
seen
times.
so many lamps. How could you get that many
I
of
had hearing
them?
aids and the batteries
Oh,
went
Yeah.
dead.
well,
About an hour.
and I don't talk
Both
real
of them.
loud.
No, about an hour ago,
Oh, you come in.
the beat and told me they were dead.
And
I had to change the
my
batteries.
grandpa, he also collects lanterns, so in our basement we have a lantern collection.
Look at that. What a cool idea. This is so cool.
It's warm in here.
Well, yeah, because it's not air conditioned right now. But
But they have it like down to the science. So and there's a fan in here, so even with the AC, if it starts to get too hot, we can control that.
oh yeah, you got the fire even. You got the
Yeah, there's
fireplace.
an electric fireplace.
Look at Dad go.
We had a fun time with that. The Randy Porter made it.
This is the Porter house.
So we had a cornerstone laying. There's a, if you notice, there's a square rock right beside it. Les brought up and put there.
Oh,
and
sure.
We had a gathering, and we wrapped it, and we had the cutting of the tissue. We wrapped it in toilet paper. And there's a plaque inside. It's the Porter potty. And we had
Wow, that's nice.
made a fun adventure out of it. Big event.
It's a nice John.
I remember some of these bushes.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of those. Lilac, are they
Yeah,
lilac?
those are lilacs. And there were a lot of lilac
Yeah.
here,
A lot
not
of lilac.
not those
Mom,
particular
mom.
ones, but this was, of course, this was all trees in here. Now that tree there, that oak tree, you know, there's all kinds of trees here, just
Yeah.
but there are no oak trees.
Yeah.
And I want an oak tree, and
So you planted
finally
that.
I got that one and got one that grew, and 3-4 years ago, the deer.
Oh, yeah.
Start chewing on it.
They're
And it
terrible.
died back. I mean, it killed it, the top of it, but a sprout came up from the side, and so that's my oak tree. I'm
Aw.
finally getting my oak tree, but
Good.
I have to treasure it,
Yeah, I love oak trees too.
and so it needs to be trimmed up. But these other trees we need to cut out of there.
And there's a black maple tree right behind it, but
That apple tree that was supposed to be an ornamental crab, and it isn't. But this
Apple tree. Take a picture of that
tree
apple.
here is crowding. We've got to get
There's
this
some
tree cut
apples
out of
on
there
it.
because it's crowding it over. But that was
We got
supposed to be a
apple trees.
small ornamental crab. You know, when you buy them, the labels aren't right a lot.
I know. We used to have apple trees though. We had apple trees.
Yeah, the apple tree. There's a crab
Yeah.
apple tree still out there, and then there's one by the driveway. But I think it's one that came up below the graft because the
yeah.
apples are never good. There's 2 more apple trees out there that we set, and they were supposed to be dwarf apple trees, and so they're too close together, and
Yeah.
they aren't dwarfs.
Yeah, the crab apple trees
We've
were
planted,
so
I don't know
good.
how many fruit trees we've planted. We haven't
Yeah.
had very good luck.
Yeah.
The cows got out and got them one year, and
Right.
these tent worms got them one year, and we've struggled with my orchard.
Yeah.
Well,
And in the
There
back
was a fence there, and
there was
what part of the
sidewalk.
house?
About right
The
there.
garage wasn't there?
And all that was, then there was a sidewalk went back to a wash house back there, and that's where we took showers and stuff.
Oh, that's a shower. Okay.
So that wasn't there.
Wash house is different than an outhouse.
Wash house.
Wash
yeah,
house?
Yeah. Yeah, you could cook in
That's
there.
so great.
or-
you have to learn
That's-
the language.
I know. I'm trying. I guess I would have
the flowers
thought.
are pretty over here.
Well, I work
Well,
at
this
it.
is really nice and it's good. Did you get a picture of the John Deere down there?
No.
You still have the John Deere.
Would you like to see the Minneapolis mowing?
cows are out there, Grandma. Aren't they?
No, I'm just showing the tractors in it. Get in,
Oh, in the shop.
in the shop.
Yeah.
Just come on, get in.
Yeah. I can, and I know, well, between Grandma and I, we know everything about them.
You do. So what is that now, Kellen?
Minneapolis Lane.
And so what was over there?
That was our whole garden.
That was the garden.
Oh, your whole garden. Oh my
And then
gosh.
when I
Your
started
mom
coming
had
here
her
in the
garden up
summers,
there.
that's when we started putting in
See the pipe inside the tree?
right here.
Oh,
Keep it
Now
straight.
the trees are growing, you know.
for peas and
Yep, so we had peas and beans and
Yeah.
tomatoes, every type of vegetable.
perfect.
So I was fortunate enough, like I mean, I grew up.
Pretty young too.
Yep. Well, I grew up in Sioux Falls,
Right.
but then I guess you could
You were
call.
here.
I mean, yeah, my
Second
family.
home.
I wouldn't call my parents hippies, but I'm definitely a
Take a
brush
little
area.
bit of the
Yeah.
We
house
actually used to have
because we
a
had
Big
big
tree.
windows.
We had a
big
tree
windows
house,
right
so it was
there,
like a
too.
loft for children. So we had a fence, an old wooden fence that we would climb up to the top of the tree, and then we'd go there. And one time, Catherine, they were playing something, and somehow she got pushed off.
Oh, yeah. See, the same
So then
stuff
after that, we
happened.
weren't allowed to go on the tree house unless it's like you told your parents.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So
Same thing?
Yep.
You had a, what'd you have over there in the house?
We had a
The front
it was a
part?
porch. That porch. We had a porch like that too. It was closed in.
we have
First
we have
it
wrens
wasn't,
that are in
but
there
then
right
it was
now.
closed in. And then, but this house is all completely different.
Well, see, I love the
But it's
wraparound
kind
garden.
of like ours was set up a little bit because we had the living room and they had those big windows over there. And we had a porch like that.
That's very much
And
like
then
the old
up,
house.
yeah, because then
it's
upstairs
kind of the
was
same
mom and dad's
general-
bedroom right there.
Yeah, the
And my bedroom was
same
right.
place in the
My bedroom would have been about right in there.
Yep, and that's
Just
where
like
I
a
sleep,
modern
on the second
version.
floor.
And I would look out and
Yep,
look at the
and that's
pasture.
that's
Like a modern version of the old house, the
That's where I
original.
sleep.
Yeah. It is a lot like it, actually. And the dining room was here.
We have the dining room on the. It's you enter in the front of the house, and it's a wall, but on the other side of the
Oh,
dining room.
okay.
But there's multiple
And the
entrances.
kitchen back over here then.
100 years old, these trees, huh?
What?
100 years old?
Hallway.
100
You go to the living room.
Over 100?
The man that homesteaded here took these trees up from down by the river and set, there were 3 rows of them here. We've seen pictures, there was 3 rows of them here. And he did that, he homesteaded, and his folks lived down by the river.
That's where I sleep.
And he took them up and brought them up here, and then he got water from the creek and watered them. And that would have been,
I'll have to show
well, I
you
have to,
stuff.
100, let's see, Camilla would be,
I'll have to sit on that step.
so that would have been about 135 or 40 years ago.
Isn't that something?
And that's all that's left, is just these 3 rows. And the RAC periodically has wanted to, but you can see where we topped them before. You can see the old, and then I suppose
Oh,
that,
yeah.
then it rotted down from where we had them topped.
It's unbelievable. Is it that little, that small of one?
Was. I don't know. It could still possibly be, but it was one like that. It was over there in the bottom of that hill.
Wouldn't that be funny? You want to get? We'll get a picture of that too.
That barn, we used to have all kinds of. Do they collect these?
And in that whole back area.
What's he gonna do?
He's a collector.
Well, I'm a collector, but not, you know, the comic stuff. But gee whiz, this is an investment, big time.
Well, and it's funny because you know my hidden talent is one.
Is that there's a little shed there too. That's not an old outhouse now. It's too big, too wide probably for an outhouse.
I don't know. That looks like an old outlaw.
Videotape it. Videotape your well, when you're, you know, this age, and then later on you can see how it changes too.
But we have beautiful apple trees there.
Yeah, we had a cherry tree and then
See, this wasn't here at all. This wasn't
You
here.
guys find a good spot in shade, didn't you?
I'm trying to think what that brown building was. There's a place up on the hill that we used to go and sit because there were a bunch of rocks and kind of an old.
Yeah.
And that's what that was. They moved that down here.
That little gray one over here,
Yeah. I knew that wasn't
right there was the homestead. Yeah, that looked more like a house, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Than anything else.
And then we're down here. Well, listen, we've taken up enough of
Yeah, we took up all your time, guys.
It was her farm and we were family, so it's your farm, we're family.
Yeah, thanks,
We're just cousins.
Every generation, we're cousins. That's right.
That's good. That's good.
Stick around long enough, they'll invite us for supper.
Sarah, you and Grace are cousins.
Boy, you're all good. We just had dinner.
How cool is that?
This morning, everybody's Les slept late. Les always does, and I made some bread dough
That's
and I
so
fried
cool.
bread. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Excuse me, honey.
And so we had that, and so then we had
Mm.
dinner real late, and so I said supper's going to be find something.
Yeah, that's what we do a lot of times.
Just fry it up.
Yeah. Well, this is fun. This is really great. I don't remember those being there, but maybe
Oh, they weren't.
They were.
No,
Okay.
no, we put those in.
Remember that tree
Those,
though?
those actually were behind the house, but then when we built the house, or when we built the addition onto the shop on, then we moved those up here, and they're prettier than the ones that we originally had. But no, those, we put
How many
those-
times were you on this
Hard to
farm
believe they can do
farm
that.
site? Were you on this?
No, well, a couple
Ever?
times.
Other than
couple
flying
times.
over?
Early.
So, like,
Early on when it was
we
the
had to
older
have them
house,
cut
I
down
was
in
there a
the
couple
city because
times.
it was by a- up-
Not too often.
Just snuck around,
Right on the edge, like I said.
just go up in the hayloft or
21
anything?
years ago.
No, I never did get down here in these buildings,
So
just
that's
a
how
house.
fast they grow.
Yeah, we set those 25 years ago.
Is
You
that
were
what
probably
it
in
is?
hot water or flying the jets.
Well,
You're in hot water?
Because you can't.
No, I didn't bother anybody here. Bothered the neighbors.
Oh,
garage.
not here.
I like
Yeah,
them.
they.
I like them too. I think they're nice.